and creating content on that page aside from their personal page. So like doing interviews the way that I'm doing them at events and stuff like that, like talking to girls about things like, you know, maybe dating and business and stuff, because that's been a huge piece of my evolution. Like I'm, you know, still learning and growing as I go, but like personal development through content creation is a very real thing, because you have to force yourself to begin to get comfortable on camera. You have to self-analyze your body language, your vocal tonality, your vocal pacing, and just be able to
That helps
withstand.
actually. Because
To,
you've done quite amount of videos so far, and I guess you analyze them as well. We all have some things that are not perfect in our tonality, in our body language that we don't even notice.
we don't even
Um,
know. Yeah.
yeah, how did that help you so far?
Yeah, man, for sure. So, like just aside from being like trained in the practice of like withstanding the tension that comes along with the camera being rolling, and then like interviewing a really beautiful girl or whatever, obviously that helps with like situational status, like in the moment, because if you're a guy that has a DJI microphone at a party and you're bringing women or people over to the side and you're interviewing them, like people can't help but watch what's happening and then kind of like see you,
Interesting, yeah.
you know, see you in a way that's like, who is this guy and like why is he doing this, and who is he and what are they talking about and where is this being posted, and all these questions, right? So that's definitely helpful for sure. And then aside from that, you'll notice right away, like recently I actually like I learned from one that I posted the other day, is I was like, why am I like chewing my gums so much when she's talking? Like just small little things that
Yeah,
you can't, you
I
wouldn't,
love that. Yeah.
you would never notice. There's another one that I did a couple of weeks back where I was like immediately watching it back and I was like, why am I talking so slow? Why am I, you know, like just little stuff like that, or like
And yeah,
why am I talking with like a little, like a, just like a little bit of like a too much of a playfulness? I need to be a little bit more like masculine and a little bit more edgy and straight to the point and less like, you know, fun and whatever, right? So it's just like little stuff that is ultimately how you become you know, just like self-improved on like a super high level, because that outside
yeah,
perspective is really impossible to have, you know, like people can give you feedback, but it's different seeing and hearing yourself like on camera. And then
yeah,
yeah, that,
100%.
that part's really interesting, and like getting
And
guys.
you know how few people are doing that? It's like not even a percent of people is doing that because nobody has the opportunity to actually like, go out there. And of course you can film yourself while you have a conversation, something like that, or like a video like a call like that. But even those people that record themselves, like content creators, a lot of people, they just watch the videos that they record to cut them or ever or something like that, but they never go in and try to, okay, what do I do? Like, how does this influence other people? Like, how do they perceive whatever I'm doing with my hands or the
Exactly.
tonality or like things like slow talking, fast talking, stuttering? Like, when does the stuttering come up? And like, this, I think, is makes you
Self-aware.
self-aware and progress very, very fast.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
So
How do you come
I
up with
recommend that, man. Do you have DJI mics or no?
am bro? I do you know DJI Cosmo? No, Cosmo, the camera,
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
creators pack,
The selfie camera.
Osmo, yeah, the Osmo
Yeah,
Pocket 3, I think.
I know
I
exactly what
bought
you're
it.
talking.
I think it was like $800 and I never
Yeah.
used it.
Yeah.
It comes with like two mics. So I have mics and I bought mics before, so I have that. I have it here in Bali. So actually, I could bring that to the event on Saturday. How do you come up with the questions you ask people?
That's the tough part. It has to be on brand, right? Like you kind of have to understand like what are you trying to kind of build? Like, you know, if you're going to post it on your personal page, like I don't post it on my personal. I think we've had this conversation. I have my business, you know, new city page, and then I have my personal page. So all this goes on the new city page, and then from the very beginning, all of the content that I started posting was like kind of in ghost mode. Nobody in my real life knew about it, and I had room to kind of fuck around and play around and be cringy and be experimental and all of that stuff. So on my business page, obviously for me, that's going to help me to get clients. So it's going to be dating related for the most part. So coming up with questions in the dating space is not tough, but you basically have to do what any good creator would do, which is like look in your niche, first of all, and see which
Mm.
other big creators are already creating, and then find basically like their top videos that already have like 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. There's a guy that's his name is The Desirable Truth. Have you seen his stuff?
It's a black guy that just
Black guy.
asks very provocative. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I know, I love him.
He
Yeah.
yeah, he lives here in Charlotte actually. He lives in my city, interestingly enough.
Really? I thought he's from Miami. Isn't a lot of his content from Miami?
Maybe he moved there. I think he moved there, or he goes back and forth. But last year I ran
I
into
mean,
him a couple times. Yeah, but he's on the East Coast
cool.
in the United States for sure. Um,
Yeah.
I started off like because this is pretty popular. I went to his page, and just as far as like his videos, the ones I got the most, like I just paid attention to the hook, and the hook was basically like, "What's your age?" So I started doing that, just as
Yeah,
the
he
first
does it a
question,
lot.
like asking the age. But you could do like, "What's your name?" or like, "What's your profession?" And then you could ask a question about anything. And then that is the tough part, is coming up with questions. So I just say like, are you single? Like, why are you single? What do men need to work on in 2025? And then they'll just rattle off some random shit. And that's what gives the value, is like, it's not
Yeah.
even me talking much, right? Like it's the woman
No.
saying like men need to be more manly and be able to go
Yeah.
outside and cut down a tree with a chainsaw and all this stuff. I'm like, wow, okay. Like,
Yeah. The thing is, I think if you're in that niche and you ask women what they want a man to do and to have, I think automatically they're going to say things that just go viral. Because
yeah.
a lot of women have really crazy views.
Right. Well, and it never really makes it, like obviously we know that what they say and then what they do is different. So it's
Yeah.
always with a grain of salt, and it's always some bullshit. It's always the answer that they give filtered through what they think should be the right answer and what they think will make them more desirable in the marketplace too, right? So all of these like biases and stuff like that. So you can kind of play with that, but I guess offhand for you, I mean, maybe it would be more along the lines of like, what do you do for work? Like, what do you do for work, or what's your profession? And then what's your least favorite thing about Bali, or what's your most favorite thing about Bali? Something like that. You could easily start just pulling people aside at your next party and